The city below glittered like a living jewel, 1,000 stories wrapped in gold and glass. From the top floor of the Ward Enterprises Tower, Ethan Ward stood in silence, looking down at the empire his father built. It stretched across skylines, highways, and hearts. To the world, he had it all. But at 24, with a fortune at his fingertips, Ethan felt like a man drowning in diamonds. Scene 1. The Golden Cage. The office smelled of polished oak and wealth. Trophies lined the walls. A family portrait hung behind his mahogany desk, and a framed quote from his late father read, "Control everything, and you'll never lose." Ethan used to believe that. Not anymore. He stared at his reflection in the glass. Sharp suit, tailored perfection, yet his eyes looked tired, almost hollow. Then came a gentle knock. His mother, Margaret Ward, entered with a smile that never reached her eyes. She was elegance personified, her posture royal, her perfume faint but warm. "Margaret, you're up early." Ethan couldn't sleep. Too many thoughts crowding the night. "Margaret, the engagement dinner, I presume." He gave a soft chuckle, not one of humor, but surrender. "Ethan, you mean the merger dinner?" Margaret sighed and moved to stand beside him at the window. "Margaret, Ethan, Lydia Davenport is a good match. Her family's influence will secure our company's future. This is what your father wanted." "Ethan, I know what he wanted, Mother, but what if I want something different?" She looked at him, truly looked, and for a moment, there was softness. "Margaret, different doesn't keep the lights on. Love is a flame, darling, beautiful, but it burns out. You need something lasting." "Ethan, like money?" "Margaret, like power, stability, respect." The word love hung between them like smoke, fading fast. "Ethan, maybe I'd trade all of that just to feel something real again." Margaret hesitated, the kind of pause that hides heartbreak. She reached for his arm. "Margaret, you're young. Someday you'll understand that comfort is the closest thing to happiness most people ever find." Then she kissed his cheek and left him with his thoughts. As the elevator doors closed behind her, Ethan whispered to the empty room, "If that's happiness, why does it feel so lonely?" Scene 2. The streets below. That afternoon, Ethan left the building unannounced. His chauffeur, Daniel, looked shocked to see him exit through the side door wearing no tie, sleeves rolled up. "Daniel, sir, are we heading to the Davenport estate?" "Ethan, no, just drive, anywhere." They drove for nearly an hour. From the marble towers of downtown to the cracked sidewalks of the old district, Ethan watched through the tinted glasses. The city changed. Glitter gave way to grime, suits to shadows. Rain clouds were gathering when they stopped at a red light. That's when he saw her, a young woman, sitting cross-legged on the sidewalk beside a stray dog, fur-matted, eyes alert. She tore a small piece of bread from her meal and placed it gently in front of the animal. The dog wagged its tail weakly, ate, and then curled up against her knee. She smiled. A fragile, genuine smile that didn't belong to this world of sorrow. Ethan felt something shift inside him. "Ethan, Daniel, stop the car." "Daniel, sir, this isn't a safe area." "Ethan, I said stop." He stepped out, the drizzle dampening his expensive shoes. The street smelled of rain and rust. He walked toward her slowly. She looked up, startled, clutching her backpack like a shield. "Ethan, I saw what you did, giving your food to that dog. Grace, he's hungry, and scared." "Ethan, you are too, aren't you?" She didn't answer. Her eyes, bright, cautious, full of life, studied him. "Grace, what do you want, sir?" "Ethan, to help." He pulled a few bills from his wallet. She shook her head before he could offer them. "Grace, I don't take money from strangers." "Ethan, then let's not be strangers. I'm Grace. Doesn't matter who you are. People only give when they want to feel better about themselves." The words cut him deeper than he expected. "Ethan, maybe that's true, but maybe I just saw someone kind, and wanted to be part of that kindness." She hesitated, then gave him a small, knowing smile. "Grace, then don't give me money. Give someone else a chance." And with that, she picked up her bag, called softly to the dog, and disappeared down the alley. Ethan stood there long after she was gone, rain soaking through his white shirt. For the first time in years, he felt human. Scene 3. Dinner with Lydia. The Ward mansion gleamed like a palace that evening. Gold-trimmed mirrors, crystal glasses, and chandeliers that seemed to drip light from heaven. Yet, to Ethan, it all felt cold. Lydia Davenport sat across from him, beautiful, confident, perfectly rehearsed. Her laughter was practiced, her compliments sharp as glass. "Lydia, you've been quiet all night." Ethan, not having second thoughts. "Are you?" Ethan, just wondering if love ever existed in this family before it became a contract. She raised a brow, smiling like it was a joke. Lydia, love? Darling, this isn't a fairy tale. You and I both know what this is. Her father, Charles Davenport, gave a polite laugh. Charles, my boy, this union will put both our families on top of the world. You're lucky. You've got the golden ticket. Ethan forced a smile. Ethan, maybe the ticket's golden, sir, but it still leads to a cage. Lydia frowned. Lydia, you should be grateful. Ethan, most people would die for your life. Ethan, softly, maybe they die because they don't know what it costs. Margaret shot him a warning glance, and the conversation moved on. Deals, contracts, profits. But Ethan was miles away, thinking about a girl in the rain, feeding a stray with the last of her bread. Scene 4: the empty penthouse. The city was asleep when Ethan returned home. His penthouse was vast, silent, and immaculate, everything in its place, nothing out of order. It felt like a museum built to display loneliness. He stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows, staring at the endless lights below. Somewhere down there, that girl, Grace, was probably trying to find a place to stay dry. And here he was, surrounded by everything money could buy, and starving for something it couldn't. He opened his phone and called his assistant. Mark, Mr. Ward? It's nearly midnight. Ethan, tomorrow, I want to add one more position to the household staff. A live-in maid. Someone new. Female. Early 20s. Mark, any specific experience? Ethan, none required. Just honesty, kindness. Mark hesitated. Mark, may I ask why? Ethan, call it a personal project. He hung up, setting the phone down. The rain was falling harder now, streaking the glass. Ethan pressed his forehead against the window and whispered, almost to himself, maybe the only way to see what's real is to stop pretending I can see at all. Lightning split the sky. Down below, a streetlight flickered. Somewhere, Grace lifted her face to the rain and prayed for tomorrow. Neither knew that their worlds, so far apart, were already colliding.